There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to leadership. Everyone is unique, has their own way of communicating, thinking, and being. But there are some common leadership styles that you can adapt for different scenarios to help support your leadership. The first one is transformational leadership. Do you remember a time where you were so inspired by a leader that you felt that anything was possible? This could be the magic of transformational leadership. These leaders ignite passion, challenge the status quo, and push their teams to achieve extraordinary things. Think Nelson Mandela. He didn't just lead a nation, he inspired a movement. His ability to inspire hope and unity is a testament to the power of transformational leadership. If you want to be a transformational leader, some of the elements that you could adopt could be refining your communication to clearly articulate what it is that you're striving for to help connect your team to the purpose. Transformational leaders will also pay attention to individual needs. This is the development of each person, not just the collective. I really like this element because I know myself, if someone is taking the time to really consider me as a person and my strengths and weaknesses, I'm more inspired to do even more, to prove my value and support their vision. While transformational leadership is considered highly effective, there are a few things that you should be aware of. For example, it can be quite hard to sustain in the long term, particularly if there's heavy reliance on personal appeal or charisma to motivate the team, as this can lead to burnout and exhaustion. You definitely want to avoid that, and check out the video on my screen for some tips on how to do this. It can also lead to overconfidence, particularly if their success and admiration of others gets in your head. And to be really negative, transformational leadership can be used to manipulate or control others. But there is more good than bad. So some key tips. Communicate a compelling vision. Paint a picture of a future that excites and motivates your team. Empower your team by giving them the autonomy and support that they need to do their jobs. And lead by example. Show your team what it means to be a passionate and inspiring leader. Second up is transactional leadership. Sometimes you just need to be a leader who can keep things on track and ensure that tasks are completed. That's where transactional leadership comes in. These leaders focus on clear expectations, rewards, and consequences. This style is well suited for routine tasks where there's a need for clear structure and direction. There are some positive aspects of this style, which include the setting of goals and clear expectations, providing a really clear sense of direction. These leaders hold people accountable for performance, ensuring that tasks are achieved, and motivating by offering reward or incentives for achieving goals. There are quite a few negative aspects though. Transactional leaders often focus on immediate results rather than long-term goals. They may fail to inspire their teams to go beyond their basic duties and tasks. The team can also become reliant on rewards and incentives to just do their job. This can overshadow their own intrinsic motivation to actually get them motivated internally. Transactional leaders can also become overly involved in the day-to-day operational tasks, stifling creativity and autonomy. While transactional leadership can be really effective in certain situations, it may not be sufficient for inspiring your team to achieve really long-term sustained results and a high-performing culture. It's often combined with other leadership styles, such as transformational leadership, to provide a more balanced approach. If you want to adapt to this approach, some key tips are: set clear expectations. Ensure everybody knows what they need to be doing. Provide regular feedback. This is constructive feedback and positive affirmations of what they're doing well. Reward performance. Recognize and reward your team's achievements. The third approach is the laissez-faire approach to leadership. Think of a great coach who lets their players take the lead on the field. These leaders trust their team to make decisions and solve problems independently. Think Steve Jobs. He empowered his team to innovate and create groundbreaking products like the iPhone and the iPad by giving his team a great deal of autonomy and creativity. It is also known as hands-off leadership. It's a style where leaders provide minimal guidance, and to allow their teams to make their own decisions. While this style can be really effective in certain situations, it also has its drawbacks. It seems to work really well in professional environments where the team are highly skilled and really motivated, but it requires careful monitoring and support, as it can lead to a reduction in accountability and the potential for conflict, because the lack of real clear leadership direction can create a vacuum that others may fill. I think this approach works really well when team members are really skilled professionals in their job who don't need a lot of technical support and have the ability to work independently. Some key tips for this approach: trust your team. Believe in their abilities and let them take ownership of their work. Be available to provide support and guidance, and monitor progress. Ensure that you have oversight of the performance so you can intervene when necessary. The fourth approach is autocratic leadership. Imagine a captain steering a ship through a storm. They give instructions and the crew follow them to the letter. That's autocratic leadership. These leaders make decisions unilaterally, and they expect their team to follow their orders without question. While it might seem harsh, autocratic leaders can be really effective in certain situations, particularly situations like a crisis, where you actually need everybody just to pull together and follow direction. It can also be useful when you have inexperienced team members. Autocratic leadership is also known as authoritarian leadership. It's a style where the leader has complete control over their team. They make all decisions and expect everybody to follow everything that they have said. There are some positive aspects, such as if you were in a crisis and you just needed to make some really quick decisions. It also does provide really clear direction and expectation, as everyone is expected to follow what has been said. However, it can really reduce morale. Team members can feel micromanaged and have a lack of control. It also tends to stifle creativity and innovative thinking. The team can also start to feel really resentful of the leader, which can lead to conflict. And on the really negative side, there is the potential that the autocratic leader could abuse their power, leading to a very toxic work environment. The key tips for this one are to use this very sparingly. It's best used for specific situations, not as a long-term leadership approach. You can adopt some of the key aspects of it though, like communicating really clearly, which enables your team to have really clear expectations. Style number 5 is coaching leadership. Coaching leaders often focus on developing their team's skills and potential. They provide guidance, feedback, and support to help their employees grow and achieve their goals. This style is particularly effective for developing high-performing teams and building a positive work culture. Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, is often considered a coaching leader. He is known for mentoring and developing the talent within Microsoft, helping the company become the global technology giant that it is today. A great coach does not just tell their team what to do. They help them develop their skills so that they reach their full potential. That's the key essence of a good coach. The positive aspects are employees who feel valued and heard, the improved performance from developing these team members to their full potential, and a supportive and empowering culture, which can lead to increased engagement and loyalty. The negatives is that this all takes some time. It also requires quite a bit of patience and perseverance. So there needs to be both the time and the resources available to invest in each team member's growth. This is a style that I probably lean into the most, but when it comes to choosing the right style, it'll all depend on the situation, your personality, and the team that you're leading. It's often effective to combine styles, so you can adapt your approach to the needs of the moment. Some key tips for the coaching style is to listen actively. Pay attention to what your team is saying to you. Provide constructive feedback. This is guidance that helps support your team and encourage them to grow. Set challenging goals. This is how you really get to the full potential of your team members. What leadership style do you identify with? Check out my video on the screen for more tips on leadership coaching, and thanks very much for watching.